everyone, I hope you're all well. If you've seen the series so far, you'll know that I've been spending too much and I'm trying to take accountability for it. I've been a Taylor Swift fan since 2008, and in 2008, Taylor Swift wasn't very known in the UK. If I said to someone, I'm a fan of Taylor Swift, they kind of looked at you blankly, and when it came to finding her CDs in shops and things, you could sometimes find the international versions of her CDs in the likes of HMV, sometimes if you were lucky on supermarket shelves if she was performing really well in the UK charts. But ultimately, when it came to things like the Target editions, when it came to the standard US edition, because sometimes they mix the songs differently, you couldn't find it in the UK without a lot of help. This is how I initially came across Smart Choice Music. I was trying to find Taylor Swift's EP, which was called Beautiful Eyes, and there was a UK seller called Smart Choice Music who seemed to have them for a really reasonable price. It almost seemed like a scam to me because this was an album that was only available if you bought it in Walmart. I don't think it was even still available at this time. It was a fairly old EP. I was just like, is this too good to be true? But I asked another fan and they said they'd used the service before and they were really good. Smart Choice Music has a buyer in Nashville who buys up music that's not available in the UK and then sends it over to the UK for them to sell to people. I didn't realise that this was a thing at the time, and I was so excited when I found this because finally I was able to get Taylor Swift's music that I hadn't been able to get before and hear it as the US fans heard it. They're also the reason I managed to get a Taylor Swift doll because they were having a charity auction and they had one, and I think I got it for something like £40, which seemed like a lot of money at the time, but now looking back I'm just like, that's crazy because it still sings to this day. I've saved so much money because I've been able to go to them instead of importing things myself or going to a second-hand seller on eBay. The things that I'm looking to buy from them are the Target edition of Taylor Swift's Folklore. This is Meet Me Behind the Mall. If you watched the last video, you'll know that I've recently bought all the other exclusive artwork versions of Folklore, and this is the last one that I need. I did have to message them specifically to request this one because they no longer seem to stock Taylor Swift's music. I think that's because she's no longer country anymore, and also because it's easier to get things internationally. Usually I just import it myself. Sometimes it's just easier when somebody else imports it for you and then just tells you the price instead of having to deal with taxes, with onward shipping, etc, etc. So I decided they could handle it, and I haven't used them for a while as well, so it felt like a nice way to kind of reconnect with them. The other thing that I want to buy from them, and the other reason that I thought about buying the Target edition from them, is because Brett Young has recently released an EP. It's called Weekends Look a Little Different Now, and I want to buy that. I love Brett Young. I love his music. I haven't heard his new songs yet. I'm kind of holding off until I have the album, but I'm really looking to get that as well. Smart Choice Music already have that in stock, so I could just purchase that right now and have it come to my house, but I think I'm going to wait until Meet Me Behind the Mall comes as well, and then I'll maybe save on shipping charges. That's the story so far, so let's go to the unboxing with Kate from the future. I requested 2 copies of Folklore and 2 copies of Fearless. The CDs were sold at a price of £18.99 each. This came to £75.96. Shipping was free, and I was also given a 15% discount, so in total I paid £64.57, which is just under £16.15 per CD. I bought the Brett Young CD separately, which cost me $11.99. Shipping on this order was also free. In total, I paid £76.56 to Smart Choice Music. This includes 2 CDs for a friend, which came to £32.28, so in total I paid £44.28 for 3 CDs for myself. This averages out to £14.76 each. This is extremely affordable compared to shipping the items from the US myself, and I haven't had to deal with all the added costs of the mail forwarding company or the import taxes. This purchase has definitely reminded me why I'm a fan of the company. Hi everyone, I hope you're all well. My Smart Choice Music orders have arrived. I think this is the Brett Young CD at the front here, and then the Taylor Swift CDs at the back. So I am so excited to open these. It has been a while since I ordered them, but I knew this was going to take a while for them to get to me because this was a back order. So I'm ready to open them and see what I think. This video, by the way, isn't sponsored, but I wouldn't be surprised if you thought it was sponsored, because I know I am absolutely singing the company's praises. I really enjoy their service. I think they do a wonderful job, and I was actually speaking to my friend who'd ordered a couple of CDs in this order as well, and we were talking about, you know, what price we thought that these CDs were going to be versus what they actually were. And he thought that they were going to be like £30 each, you know, and it was going to be like £60 that he owed me. They were $18.99 each, and then he gave us a discount, and I still don't know why that happened, but I am so grateful. So I really, really liked Smart Choice Music, and I cannot say that enough. They didn't pay me to say that. I'm not getting any kind of kickback for saying that, but I do really, really enjoy their service. I think they do a great job, and I can't wait to open these, so let's get to the unboxing. Let's start with the Taylor Swift CDs, and this is designed for recycling packaging, it says here. It says it's made with at least 60% recycled, and I can't actually read that last word because it looks like they've recycled this package, ironically. I don't mind that as long as it's sealed properly, as long as there's no issues with it getting to me and everything arrives safely. I don't really mind if they use recycled packaging. I actually quite like that because it means it's at least had some life out of it. The tape along this edge seems to be important for getting it open, so I'm going to start over this side. I feel like my scissor cutting and filming skills at the same time are getting better, but they still leave a lot to be desired. The B-roll isn't always the best when I'm trying to do these two things at once. How am I doing with this? I can probably pull this the rest of the way there. You might notice that there was a small hole over here in the packaging. I'm not really bothered by that. Like I said, it's recycled packaging. The packaging has had a good lifespan out of it, and I don't think the CDs inside are going to be damaged due to that small hole, so I'm totally okay with that. That's something I don't mind. Okay, so I've got one corner open. Do I need to pull on this tab now? I think I might need to open the other side. This tape's harder to get into. I've had to pick this one up because it was getting really, really fiddly. Oh, and I've cut into the actual paper underneath this. So unfortunately it's looking like this packaging isn't going to get used again because my cutting skills have left a lot to be desired. Okay, here we go. I'm finally in. Thank you very much for your patience while I did that. Okay, I'm not sure what's going on here because there's a layer of bubble wrap and I can't get into it. Help. I've accidentally cut a hole in the bubble wrap over here, so let's just pull at that. This has not been the most elegant unboxing ever. What are you stuck on? So there's a bit of sellotape on the front of this CD. Let me pull that off. I'll go through these in a minute. I just want to make sure they get out of the packaging okay. In here is the two Meet Me Behind the Malls. I'm not really sure why they decided to tape them together like that. Whether it's because they found that they don't move around in the packaging so much, I don't know. But there we go. That was interesting to me. The packaging is kind of wrecked now. I'm not going to be able to use that again, I don't think. I mean, I could, if I got creative. I'll probably take the bubble wrap out, but I think I'm just going to recycle this now. This is Meet Me Behind the Mall, as discussed in one of the other videos. This is one of the alternate covers for Folklore, but unlike the other ones, you can buy this at Target anytime. The other ones you had to buy in like a 3-day space on her website, including this one. There was a version of this one on her website, but nowadays you can only get it at Target. And the sticker says there, the album includes the single Cardigan, and it's the Meet Me Behind the Mall edition collectible cover and booklet. And of course it's got the parental advisory sticker down there as well, as always. I'm just looking at the back here and it has like an FBI anti-piracy warning. I don't think I have that on my other albums of Folklore because obviously I didn't buy them in the US. As somebody who is from abroad, that's very funny to me. I don't know whether the US people are just watching this thinking, that's a very strange detail for you to find amusing, but there we go. That's what I think of that. And then we've got the Fearless Target Edition. This one is pretty much the same cover, pretty much the same details on the back there. The reason I wanted this is the collectible poster, which includes album lyrics and photos, plus 75 plus archival photos. I'm not going to open Liam's copy, because he probably wants to do that himself. But I noticed that on my copy, I accidentally hit the side with the scissors here when I was opening it. That's my own fault for trying to film and trying to sizz. Is that what doing? Cut. That's my own fault for trying to cut and speak at the same time and film and everything. So since it's already open, I'm just going to open this. Okay, so here we go. I'm opening it. Ooh. Now, I can't actually remember what's in the regular version of this. I do have it across the room if we need to refer to it here. So we've got the double CD here. We've got the first CD. And then I can't do this with one hand. Let me put down the camera. So this is what it looks like on the inside there. We've got a nice album booklet here. And then the double CD. I was struggling to open up the double CD with the camera in my hands, and I'm still really struggling to open that up. So I don't know if I'm doing it wrong. I don't want to break this. This is a very stiff thing to get into the back. No, I just broke that. There's the front CD and there's the back CD. I did not plan to completely wreck this CD as I was opening it, but I'm doing a pretty good job of that. So there's the front, there's the back. No worries, that's my own fault. I should have been more careful. But I'm really annoyed about that. That was really stiff. And now it's not really going back into the same place. Oh, that's where I'm going wrong. I was trying to open it at this side, because I think that's how Fearless Platinum originally opened. But actually, if I just held on to this side... Let's do it. It kind of opens like a door. Yeah, that was my fault. So it's actually back in place. I think it still works. But yeah, there we go. If you're trying to get into the double CD and into the back, you don't hold on to this side. You just kind of open it on the other side. I can't believe I just did that. Okay, so I'm actually going to get my regular Fearless and see what the difference is between these ones, because I can't really remember. Okay, so I've just went and got my regular Fearless. When you compare these two, they look very, very similar. This one doesn't have the Target sticker on it anymore. That was just on the cellophane. That's what they look like at the back. Yeah, that's pretty much exactly the same. Again, this one has the FBI warning on it because I bought it in the US. This one doesn't because it's a UK copy. So let me see what's in this one when I open it. So when I open this one, I've got the Fearless Taylor's version booklet. And does this one also open like a door? No wonder I got confused, because this one opens in the middle. So I wasn't imagining it. This is something that happens on CDs. You open it over here, whereas this one, you opened it the other way. So I'm going to say it wasn't my fault that I opened that the wrong way and then broke it, because that one is different from the UK version. This seems to be the collectible poster. Let me get that out. Again, I'm actually going to put the camera down for this because I've not had much luck so far when I've been holding the camera. I can't believe how much I have wrecked. Okay, it's looking like this is instead of the album booklet, which is a choice. Does anybody else really, really struggle to get things out that are inside a CD case? There we go. Okay, so in the regular version of Fearless, at least in the UK, I'm assuming it's the same for the US, it comes with a traditional album booklet. You've got it on the back there. And then you've got things like the lyrics and then personal photos. So I don't know if the 75 photos that are in the Target edition include the ones that are in here. It doesn't really matter to me either way, if I'm completely honest. And then on this one, you've got an album booklet, but it's actually like a fold-out poster that's kind of been compressed down into the same size. Oh, this is cute. This is cute. I'm glad that I got this. because this is like, I'm assuming this is the 75 unseen photos that are on this side here. There we go. This one's a repeat though, I can see this on the back. And this is all photos from like around the Fearless era. A lot of them are things like MySpace ones and like personal ones, but there are also some concert ones there. So that's what it looks like on what I assume is meant to be the front of the poster. And on the back you've got all the lyrics to the songs and then the album photos that you would get in the regular album. Honestly, this makes me really nostalgic for like 2008 and MySpace and Bebo and all that good stuff from that time. Like the photos and like the poses that she's doing and things, the ones that she's taking from herself. It's quite funny to see. There's a lot of, you know, that kind of thing. I may be exaggerating, but you know what I mean. There's like the duck face and the kind of looking away and looking very, very cool for 2008. Like a 2008 cool that isn't a 2021 cool. But anyway, there's that. I'm going to put that back in the album cover here. And honestly, now I'm going to close this up and try not to touch it because the amount of times I've almost broke it is ridiculous. Okay, that's the Taylor Swift CDs out the way. It's time to move on to the Brett Young CD, which I'm pretty sure is in this package because it's the only other thing I've ordered from Smart Choice Music. I am a fan of Brett Young. I don't think I've ever really mentioned it on this channel, but I really enjoy his music and I have a lot to say about him. I'll try and keep it to a minimal in this video, but if anybody's interested in hearing more, do let me know and maybe there'll be another video about him. I will share one quick story about Brett Young because I find this very interesting. So far he has 2 albums and this is his second EP, and they've all been, almost all the songs have been about the same person, and I find that so sweet. When his first album Brett Young came out, he was in an on-again, off-again relationship with his girlfriend Taylor, and some of the songs were about them being together and having great times. Some of the songs were about them breaking up, and it's a really nice mix to the album to have the 2 of those, and it's clear that he really cares deeply for her. On his second album, Ticket to LA, they were engaged, they were back together, which was really nice to see, and he was pretty much in the process of marrying her. I don't think he'd married her just yet, but it was certainly in the works. And now we're on to his second EP, which is Weekends Look a Little Different These Days. Did I say it right this time? I can't actually remember the full title. I know I said it wrong earlier in the video. I'll be able to confirm it once I get in here. But basically this EP, I imagine, I haven't listened to it yet, I've been holding off until I have the CD. I imagine this EP is going to be about the fact that he has a daughter now and there's another baby on the way, so that is so exciting for him. He's a family man now, he's settled down, and him and Taylor are on new adventures together, so that's really nice, and I can't wait to see what he has to say about that. As I said, I haven't listened to the songs yet, so I could be completely wrong about this being the fact that he has a family now, but he's always been very open about his relationships, his personal life and things in his songs, so I imagine that there's going to be some things that are inspired by his family on this EP. Anyways, that being said, let's get this open. Okay, this is the front of the Jiffy bag, and again I can see that this Jiffy bag's been used before, if my camera will focus. I really don't like this camera. My main camera, the one that I'm filming on at the moment, almost broke today, and I was like, no, because I've had it like over 5 years now, and I can't really imagine myself filming on anything else. I know I will have to at some point, but I would really rather not film on this instead. I'd rather keep one like that. I'm opening this one in front of the big camera this time because, as you saw, it got pretty messy with the last one. I'm not very good at filming and opening things at the same time, so there we go. That should be open enough for me to get in now. So there we go, that's the front, that's the back. This one doesn't have the FBI logo in the bottom corner, so what's up with that? Americans, let me know, what is up with that? Is that something that people have to put on the CDs, or are they okay not to? Because this one doesn't have the FBI symbol. I just assumed that was something that was really normal for CDs in the US, but maybe not, maybe not. I'm wondering if maybe my Brett Young CD is a UK version of his EP. I'm not entirely sure because this company do import things from America, but it's also possible that this is UK stock of Brett Young CD. I don't really know, so let me know down below, is it normal for the FBI logo to be on music? is ultimately what I'm asking here. Of these CDs, I think it's fair to say that the Brett Young CD is the most easily justifiable and the one that's probably the best purchase, because I didn't have that CD already and I paid an affordable price for it. As for the Taylor Swift CDs, as you can see, I already have multiple copies of the same CD, and I can completely understand the criticism that I probably shouldn't have bought any more. I'm somebody who values the variations though, and there's something that I really want to own, so I don't think paying $18.99 per CD to have something that I want is completely unjustifiable. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. This is the last video in the unboxing series. I've really enjoyed it, but I'm kind of glad not to be spending so frivolously anymore. If you want to see the other videos in the series, check out the playlist up here, and it would mean a lot to me if you could subscribe and leave a like down below, and I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below as well. Let's continue the conversation. Thanks again, everyone. Cheerio.